What if I were to tell you guys that the reason your aim sucks in Valorant actually has nothing to do with your aim at all? I know, it sounds a little bit crazy, but most likely the reason that you clicked on this video is because a lot of the time in Valorant, you swing an angle, you do whatever, you get one tapped before you even have a chance to line up your shot. But you really gotta think, was it your aim that costed you that fight? Or was it something else? In this video, I'm going to be going over a lot of bad habits that are absolutely destroying your aim in Valorant and causing you to lose gunfights, causing you to lose clutches, thus causing you to lose rank games and points and de-ranking you all the way into Iron 1. Well, maybe not that bad, but like you guys know what I mean. So first and foremost, I absolutely have to say this: stop changing your sensitivity after every single game or every single day. Whenever it may be, stop doing it. What you guys should be doing is fine-tuning your sensitivity based on your needs. So let's say you're an entry duelist and you notice that you're not clearing corners fast enough. Maybe, you bump up your base sensitivity a little bit. Maybe, you try out different response curves here and there if they're not feeling as good. And then, maybe you change your inner and outer dead zones to, better fit whatever controller you're using. Those are the things you guys need to be fine-tuning. And what I mean by that is slowly changing over time and getting acclimated to those settings, rather than just looking up best settings video and then changing everything because you had one bad game. Spoiler, everybody in this world has bad games. I don't care if you're 10s, I don't care if you're a pro Valorant player, you have bad games. Matter of fact, I'm going to put up a clip on the screen right now of one of the worst whiffs I have ever seen in VCT from one of the best players in the world. And you guys are going to see it happens to everybody.
Dragged down, desperate try from Dexamazino, and now it's just Boo, but time is ticking, and Boo just has to play to the clock. He has to play it properly.
Wait.
Oh my god, oh my god!
You gotta get in there, you gotta stop shooting the thing and get in. He's at a bullet! Why? Just run in!
Yeah, that was on a player not moving at all, defusing the bomb, and he completely missed his shot. It happens. We have bad games, we have bad moments, just don't overreact to them. Now, moving on from just talking about sensitivity, I want to show you guys in-game every single bad aiming habit I can think of. But before I do that, I do want to point out that you guys need to experiment with one setting, and that is dampen shooting sensitivity. This setting can legitimately make or break your aim. If you're a low sensitivity player, please keep this off. It's going to make it a lot better. But if you are a high sensitivity player, you might want to have this on. It's just completely up to you guys. But regardless, I did want to point that out, because if you have this setting on when it should be off, or you have it off when it should be on, it can legitimately destroy your aim. Same with walk well and focus, but this one's pretty well known. It should be off for everybody. I don't want to see a single person with this on. Now, starting off with the first bad habit that you were doing in game, it's just simply peeking way too close to walls. And I know for the high ranked viewers out here that are like Diamond, Ascendant, Immortal, you probably already know about this, but for the lower ranked players or the newer players, in Valorant, when you peek too close to a wall, it actually exposes part of your body before you can even see the enemy. So by me standing right in this spot, obviously I have no visual on this angle right here. The difference is, if there's an enemy sitting, over here, he's actually going to see my shoulder and my gun peeking right around this wall because I'm hugging it so close. Instead, what you should be doing when you're peeking these angles is you should back up and then swing a little bit, and then you guys are going to be able to have a much more advantageous peek. If you're not doing that, you are going to get insta-deleted every single time, and you're going to be very frustrated. The next bad habit that I absolutely have to point out is yet another one that you're not really going to see in higher ranked lobbies, but you will see it from, lower ranked players or new players. And that is going to be slow walking to clear corners. If I'm slow walking to clear corners, the main problem with this is kind of what I said, in tip number 1. You're kind of exposing your body too early to, let's just say there's a player in this corner where my stun is right there, right? If I'm slow walking this corner like this, I'm going to be exposing my body and he can easily get the jump on me every single time. How you should be clearing corners is, line up when you're ready, right? This guy in the corner can't see me, right? What I do, I take a wide step without making noise, and then boom, I can check this corner just like that. Now, what I mean by taking a wide step is putting your stick all the way to the max like you're about to sprint, but right before you make a noise, you stop moving. So it should look something like this. And then you should be clearing corners like that every single time, and you should clear the corner individually rather than just slow walking everything at once, because like I said, if you do that, you're going to expose your body first, and people are going to get the jump on you every single time. Now, moving on to tip number 4, this is arguably the most important thing I am going to say in this entire video, and if you're not doing this properly, it is going to make a world of difference when you start doing it. Now, notice that I have the bots on my screen strafing right now. Look what they're doing. Look how they're moving, right? Left to right. They're not moving, front to back. They're not moving diagonally like this. They're just simply going left to right. If a literal bot in the firing range can do it, you guys can do it as well. When you guys go to swing an angle, it should always be like this. Never like this. Never like that. Always like this. Left to right, no exception. Obviously, sometimes in this game, you do get caught with your pants down. Let's say you're rotating or something, and you are moving like this. In that case, you just got to hit your shot and, hopefully stay composed. But when you have, the control over the situation and you are the one swinging, make sure you're doing it properly. Now, moving on to tip number 5, this is by far one of the biggest bad habits I see, and that is peeking with absolutely no information. So yes, in this game, you can use things like, Sova's drone, fade scan, Sova's dart, whatever it is to, get intel before you swing something. But what a lot of people don't realize is you don't need to just be holding an angle when you have no idea where the other team is. What you can instead do is just jiggle peek real quick, jump, peek a corner, and then swing straight back into cover. It helps, especially if you're neon, where you can just go like this, maybe get a little bit more information. But jiggle peeking is a massive part of this game, and I see really not enough people using it, and it's a lot more of a big deal than you would think. Because not only is it going to give you information for better peaks and more kills, it's also going to simply win you more games, because let's say I'm watching bomb right here and then somebody's trying to defuse it. I can simply jiggle peek, see if they're defusing, and keep jiggle peeking, which is going to force this guy to swing me, or he's going to try to stick his defuse, and then I'm going to be able to have a free kill. So jiggle peeking is just definitely a mechanic I would add to your game if you're not already doing it. It's absolutely essential to Valorant. Moving on to bad habit number 6, this is another one that I see so many people making the mistake on, even higher ranked players, if I'm being completely honest. I see this a lot in my lobbies, and it's the difference between tap firing and spraying your weapon. Realistically speaking, you should be tap firing your weapon about 95% of the time. The reason I'm not saying 100% of the time is there is one specific situation where you absolutely need to be spraying over tapping, but I do quickly want to show you guys why spraying is bad. For one, look at the Vandal right here. I'm just pulling down normally. Look where my bullets are going. How the hell are you reliably going to hit anybody with that spread? Now, yes, Phantom is a little bit better when it comes to spraying, but you still should not be doing it at all. However, the one situation I was talking about is this right here. If you have, 2 or 3 enemies in front of you and you have no way to get back to cover, you are absolutely dead no matter what. These 2 enemies just swung you and you can't do anything. What you need to do in this situation is aim in, crouch, and then spray. The reason you want to crouch and then spray is this is going to give you way better accuracy. And since you're already committed and you are dead 100% no matter what, why would you not crouch just to have a better chance at killing someone? This is especially important for my Vandal enjoyers out there, because if you don't crouch with a Vandal and you're standing and spraying, good luck, bro. This is just... why is it actually kind of cooking? Okay, now you guys see it's missing everything. But, it's just not reliable ever. And please just do me a favor. Hit the crouch button. It is that easy. And then you at least have a chance to get, a trade or 2 for your team. Moving on to bad habit number 7, we have rushing your aim and not being calm. In Valorant, obviously headshots are very important, and how many times have you guys had one of those games where you just can't seem to finish a kill? You're hitting everybody for 120, but you just can't do anything. I hate to say it, but most likely the reason is you see a target and you just start shooting. Without even lining up your shot, without even confirming if you're accurate, you just start spraying, you start, tapping a little bit too early. And what that's going to do is it's going to lead to a lot of 120s, and the other person is going to head tap you. If you notice what the other person does most of the time, they are waiting, lining up their shot, and they're head tapping you. Or, in my case, they're just full sprinting and they hit you in the head, which does happen in this game sometimes. And I wish it didn't, but Valorant is sometimes very random. But, at the same time, the best way to limit that randomness is staying calm and landing those one taps. For the final bad habit of this video, we have not flicking with the Guardian/Sheriff. These are two weapons that are very weird in this game because reticle friction on controller is very strong, which is good for spray weapons, but for single shot weapons, it's not exactly the best thing in the world. If you want to be more consistent on eco rounds and get better with the Sheriff, you need to start practicing your flicks because it's just going to feel way better and it's going to make the Sheriff a much more valid option. Now, I will say, if you are someone who never flicks with your weapons, this is going to feel very weird at first, but I promise you, if you get used to it, it's going to do wonders. Anyways, though, that is pretty much going to be all I have for today's video. If you guys did end up enjoying it, I would greatly appreciate it if you left a like and a comment letting me know what you thought. And if you are new around here, it never hurts to hit the subscribe button. Anyways, it's been Gravely. Peace.